Welcome to your modern shaman Maria and RainbowLand for the Heartful report for this week, for the week that starts at the 14th and ends at the 22nd. I've expanded it a little in order for me to have a little time to do it a little late, because it takes so long every time I have to upload, because I always include the collective reports these days, because there are so many important informations for us. So I'm sitting with a backlight, which you're not supposed to, because I want you to be able to see what's going on behind me, because the nature soothes us, and this, being an earth sign like you are, you love nature, and if you haven't discovered it yet, get out into it, but usually you would have a light in front of you, when you sit like this, so that you can see my face. But again, my face is not the most important thing here. It's the actual report. And I start the report off, or whatever you say in English, by singing the song that I channeled for this week, for the Taurus. And it goes. I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. Da, da, da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, the love is all around me, and so the feeling grows. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, it's written in the wind, it's everywhere I go. So if you really love me, come on and let it show. Da 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 da. I love you, I always will. My mind's made up by the way that I feel. There's no beginning, there'll be no end. 'Cause on my love you can depend. Oh, it's written in the wind, oh, and where I go. Yeah. So if you really love me, love me, love me, come on and let it show. Come on and let it show, come on and let it. Come on and let it show. It's your time to show what you feel. I'm starting this off a little untraditionally by taking Regulus into the play. The reason why I got the song, I believe, is this. Regulus, usually I don't take in the fixed stars, even though I really, like to. I always put them into my charts, or honestly, but not to make it too complicated for the followers and ones who follow this channel. I don't usually take it in, but most astrologers don't. But I think they're important. Regulus went into Virgo, where it has been in Leo for decades of decades. Regulus is a long story. To get the details, look it up or wait until my video on Regulus comes out. But the point about it is that Regulus was, the king and the brave heart, the one that followed. A true king will follow his heart and be a rightful servant. Reign his country with an honest, open heart and being generous to his people, etc., etc. But went into, from Leo, where it had all the beautiful dreams and passions and ideas and creativity was put into action, etc. And then it went into Virgo, where you actually harvest the things that you did there in your 4th house of Leo, as you being a Taurus. Now the king moved into the harvest season for you, because it's in the 5th house, which is ruled by where Regulus was before. So this is like, it's a grand trine between Earth, Uranus in your 1st house, your sign, Regulus in your 5th house, Earth sign, Virgo, and then the grand trine up to Saturn in his own home sign of Sagittarius, of Capricorn, a grand trine in earth signs. This is time to manifest for you who you really are. Find your identity, break down the layers, anything that's been holding you back from showing your beauty in the world, and sharing your gifts with us. I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. It's the love. You, Taurus, are the ones that can really feel the love in your fingers, in your toes, in your physical. You can feel when the earth is suffering. I just had a reading with an amazing Iranian, I had a reading with an amazing Iranian. I cannot, go into details about people. But she had the Taurus energy very, very strongly. And she was like, wow, you can see how this is usually grass, green grass. You can see out here that it's not green. It's brown. Some places it's green, but it's over here it's brown, And it's because over here in the background, and it's because we haven't had a lot of water until now. As you can see, we have a lot of water now. And she could feel it as we did the reading outside. Wow, it's thirsty, the earth. She was in Denmark. And wow, and she was a Taurus, you feel the love. You feel what's going on physically. And you need to show the rest of us to manifest things. And you do that by being an example, by showing us the way, leading the way, to be patient, to do things one step at a time, not to rush it, because nothing in nature is rushed. You don't rush a plant and say, grow, 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 faster, faster, faster. You don't use the Aries energy. But it's in your 5th house where your passions are. And it's in your 9th house where you want to expand your mind, and where you can be the teacher, the guru, showing the way. You, as you are, the beauty that you are, the beauty that you shine. Let's not just look at me here as we're talking about nature. Let's film out here while doing the report. See here, you have to water those plants of yours, just like the water is pouring down here, showing us that we need to now feel into our deepest, strongest desires in your 7th house. No, let's start another time. Another time. Let's start with the week, otherwise I'll just jump too fast into other things. So, we went into this week with the solar eclipse still in the back of our heads, with the sun aspecting Pluto. It's still potent, all of this. And Pluto was in a quincunx, and quincunx is often very weird because it's, different element, different status, the cardinal sign against the a fixed sign. It was earth element against fire, etc. So it had something to do with Pluto is always something to do with the hidden things in our lives, the power, control, psychological things, death, rebirth, which is change, basically, right? And this link between Pluto and the sun is what starts this week off. So, and as we know, Saturn is also here. We have Saturn in that room, because if you look at the signs as a room, so you cannot ignore there's another player. And we also have Mars coming into this room as well Monday. So it already happened as we talk with this. But okay, so this link between Pluto and the sun and the Mars entering here is what starts this week off. So you are usually someone who wants stability, security, and you want to feel safe. But since Uranus in your sign is also involved with this in an aspect to Saturn, this is not what's going to go on. When Uranus and Pluto is involved, you have change on the table. So I put on my glasses so I can also look at this beautiful view with you. My God, it gives you so much to be in nature. I mean, if you have a chance to walk in nature every day or just once a week, it will be awesome for you to feel the stability, because you feel lighter when you feel safe and secure. And with Pluto's entrance into your 9th house since 2007, and the 9th house being, of course, the house of traveling, broadening your mind, higher education, passion and lust for life in a specific way. Then, also your relationship with teachers, etc. So all of the Taurus people, because now we actually have Pluto around 20 degrees. So all the Taurus people that were born up until the 20 degrees, which must be until, I mean, from the first Taurus people at the third part of April until the 11th, 12th or something of May, they have been feeling the Pluto energy the most, you know. The others still have it coming. But don't worry, it's awesome change in the long run. Everything's good, everything is like it's supposed to be. We made our plans, we made these schedules of ours called our horoscopes and what we're going through, so don't worry, you know. So the thing is that it's a trine to your sun, right? So it's a good aspect, actually, even though it's stirring up things. It's a good aspect because a trine is always easier than a square, for example. So maybe there was some kind of adventurous things going on, traveling has been going on, some higher education or some hobbies that pulled you towards them, made you want to start them. But now, in this month, as I said, Mars is also coming into this sector, and Mars's actions is us getting things done. You know, it's us asserting in a certain level. So finally, and so you again, because Mars is retrograding, so it has already been there, you feel assertive about this expansion of your mind that's going on. You feel assertive about moving on in this direction, and it's helping you that Mars comes in here. So this week it will little by little start feeling a little bit easier also, as later on this week Mercury is moving forward again on the 19th. So two planets, no, not two planets, but one planet, Mars, being in exaltation in Capricorn, and Mercury getting to move forward is going to lighten up things a little bit, you know. So little by little, you know, you will feel the inspiration come back into your life in different areas. Maybe it's some kind of relief about things, you know, some different things inside of you you've been struggling with. You now are able to release, you know, let go of. Or maybe you already did during this eclipse phase, and you feel that little by little it will create the room for something new that can start growing like a plant inside of you. So, of course, Mars will hit this point again in about a month, where these themes again will, you know, show themselves inside of you. But this time it will be in a whole nother life. It will be light. It will be the third time that it reaches this space, and you will find a way out of it. You will see your way through. You will see that you have a relief about finally we went through this. Wow. You know, also now that the sun will soon go into your 5th house of romance, children, creativity, and so much more, just like where Regulus is, as I just said before, where it's time for you to fall in love with life again, to start being creative again. Maybe you've put your creativity aside, or maybe you haven't had enough time with your children or your romantic partner, more like family burdens or stuff that needed to change deep within the family. It could also be gifts of love, but also things that were hard for you to let go of and change. So good things are definitely coming your way. And one thing I thought about just now, as I looked out in this landscape where everything is changing, because we just took over this house, so we removed all the plants here, you know, just as I said with your home being altered and changed. You can see we cut something out of this tree, and when the old lady that used to live here, if she comes by, as we invited her to do whenever she wanted, she will see that so much has changed in her home, and that can feel scary. So I thought about with the Taurus, you know, this sentence that when you can't control what's happening, change the way you respond to what's happening instead. It's the only way you can master change, and the only way you can feel a stability is that you actually control the way you respond, you feel, you react to things. By you being in charge of that, you deciding, I choose not to react, I choose to be comfortable and grounded within myself, so that I don't depend codepend so much on what's going on around me in my, you know, surroundings in general. I know it's easier said than done. You know, also, you know, Mars is going into your 9th house for a whole month almost, like until the 11th, from the 13th to the 11th of September. September. And you've had a constant square between Uranus in your house and Mars since the middle of May until the middle of this week. And then you'll, you know, you will understand what it is, hopefully, that you want to liberate yourself from. There's something you want to liberate yourself from, Taurus. And an understanding, a greater understanding of this will come to you maybe in the middle of this week. Maybe you already got it and already know it. Maybe it'll just come to the surface and you being able to speak it, say it, you know, out loud. So, because in the beginning of this week, maybe you still feel a little torn between something in your home life that needs to change, but you feel resistance, or you could be doing, you can be going for it as we move on. It depends on your personality. You can, you know, be going for changing it easily, or you can work against it. As a Taurus, you can be a little stubborn. It's the negative side of your, it's also the good side of your personality. I was about to say it's the negative side of your good side, because it's a good thing to be stubborn at the right times. But I mean, not if you know that this is actually what needs to change. Change is calling out to you, and that can create tension, but also very big relief. Or release. So Uranus still has its trine to Saturn. So if you're open to see, look at your possibilities to seek new roads, new ways to go, new ways of thinking in your life, you know, about your identity, about your future, and be willing to, you know, loosen up in some of these fields. Man, I'll tell you, gifts will come your way. You know, you'll be able to manifest some of your dreams, really, but just take one dream at a time and take the most important one, the one dream that you know, if you could go to yourself after your death in heaven and ask, what was the most important thing for you to manifest in this life? And you will answer, that's the dream you're going for now. Because you have, like for the Taurus, these otherwise, oh, just a second, I have a wire now troubling me. Okay, so for the Taurus has the easiest, the Taurus and the Virgos perhaps, for them they have the easiest aspects to all the heavy planets right now. So yeah, you know, you can find peace within you, and then you can still little by little start to think about how these processes needs to and move forward, how you need to move forward with these processes, how you can do it, how you can manifest it, play with certain thoughts, you know, measure them inside of you, and put a new light into changing your situation. It could also be that you've had some misunderstandings, you know, in the 4th house between you and your landlord or your bank, or whatever takes care of the situation of home, your home situation, the home that you live in, because we've had Mercury retrograde until the 19th in your 4th house. So that may have been some trouble about you can't pay your mortgage, or maybe they just complaining about something that you do with the house and you can no longer do that, or what. I mean, anything to do with your home or your home life. Can also be between family members, or you know, it can. Something can loosen up in regards to this as we go through this week. Something, you know, but just we have to wait until the 2nd of September when Mercury is out of shadow, where you know. So some of the tensions that has been since the middle of May maybe might feel loose, you know, more easy without so much tension when the Sun goes into Virgo as well. Also on the 23rd, but that's next week's report. But yeah, then you'll be far more, far less vulnerable, and have a feeling of stability, more stability in your life. You know, as if things aren't so shaky around you and in a chaos. Maybe actually you'll be the one leading the show. controlling the game a little more from now on. You and your sister signs will have the fan. We'll hold the fan and we will follow. So hold the fan in a nice way. Don't be too nervous, even though you have Uranus that rules the nervous system in your house. Calm down, walk in nature. You know, walks in nature are so soothing, or just walks in general. Go out for a walk if things are like, oh, can't take them anymore. It's better than indulging in food, wine, anything that's not good for your health and your body. I have a ton load in the 6th house of Virgo, so if I don't listen to that, life is always there with a big finger. So I'm sorry if I'm too rough on you on that one. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, Taurus, and thanks for the support. Lots of love here from Denmark. And remember, I'm not sure yet if I put the collective report at the beginning or the end, and the poem for Mooney, which has a purpose also for you, or no, a message for you perhaps, before or after the report. But just, you know, see how far it is in the video, and you will see if there's more to go. But if you watched until so far, thank you very much for taking the guidance. I love to serve people and give something back for all the gifts that I get from being on this beautiful, magnificent planet. Yeah. Good things, bad things, what we carry around and how we can use it. That's what our horoscopes tells us, what our forces are, but we can always contact our heart for answers, because we know and hold all answers inside of us. And these times we feel what we truly really want and desire, and if you're in any doubt, meditate with Neptune in the Pisces, meditate upon it, go into the forest, take a walk when you get stressed. Mars in Aquarius is learning to be detached from the ego. It's learning, because Mars is usually my wants, what I want to do, assert towards, and but in Aquarius it's detaching from the ego being this one thing and starting to see itself as a unity with the rest. So this is a poem about Mooney, my big dog love. Before we start, you'll now see a clip, 2 clips where she was in a music video. 2 music videos, and she was on television with me in the background. And then you will hear the poem. Thanks for watching.
Maria på iTunes, Spotify og Amazon. Du ligger på de 3. Ja, og så er der RainbowLand.dk, som jeg nævnte før, under music. Der kan du også se videoerne og høre om os. Og så
Booty. I just want to photograph you. Sorry.
Emmanuel, Salim, can you turn back? Can you just turn back?
Oh, sorry, I want.
Poem for Mooney, my beloved fur baby, my best friend, who was born on the 23rd of July 2003 and died here on this very lane right here where I'm gonna stand on the 8th of the 8th 2018, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. This poem is for you. You came to me like an angel in disguise. You came to me like a blessing of surprise. The greatest gift I got in this life, perhaps. A journey of 15 years with your cute little face on our laps. I'm so relieved to know that you now stroll the forever beautiful fields. Here you can rest. Here you can heal. Not a poem, no matter which song can describe just how grateful I am for all of the feelings inside. You taught me to be present. You taught me to be, just to be present in silence. You daily removed my life from the outside world's television and violence. You guided me into the forest to meditate and pray. For a world in peace, you showed me the way. The answer I found in raising awareness by being in my heart here and now, enjoying life to the fullest, sharing the love that I found. This you master of sin. That's why dog is God and you are my eternal friend. I promised Nikolai for your sake not to cry until you had left your body, as I waited for you to die. Ten long hours of seeing you breathe out slowly, fighting to stay alive. This promise I couldn't keep 100%, and my tears keep falling like rain. I miss your cute little face so much that it feels like I'm going partially insane. But deep in my heart, shining a light. It's you never left me. I feel you so alive. You show me images of you running the fields of gold. as if you were here, right here, just in another dimension, and as if you never grow old, or grew old, as if you never grew old. It's just my ego wanting you back. You were my best friend as my mother died. It's just my ego wanting you back. You were my best friend as my mother died and I lost love. And all the tests that I tagged. Now I'm here crying, looking at this picture of us. From a day in September 2007, full of adventure and trust. A trust in that life always only gives you the tasks. The tasks we can handle, which will make us grow at last. Moony, my Moony, Moony, my love. Let's go to your grave. Charmer was your name from the breeder, and that's what you are. Ever charming us all in music videos, commercial photos, etc. Just like a star. So intelligent that I cannot believe that I was so lucky to have you next to me. If I was to describe you only in one word, only one phrase, always so happy, is the song I would make about a dog that came down to a planet to love and to play, to teach us all that joy is a choice and that true love never, ever, ever stops. Thank you, Moony, for all that you gave. You are. This is her grave. Here she rests. At this beautiful, beautiful place where we now live. And when we're in Denmark, and not in Tokyo. So Moony and I, all the times we shared the most was in the forest where we meditated every day for 8 years as we lived in the forest, very close. She would just sit next to me for hours and hours as I would sit up a tree and meditate with me. Wow. She gave me so much. She means the world to me, and I will keep her forever in my heart, where my mother also is, supporting me every day with all that they gave. So when people die, they never truly die, they stay with us. They're ever so present and alive. We just need to turn inwardly, feel our heart, and dare to open the door and enter and see what lies for us there. All the love that we think we lost, but we never did.
fish. I will a beef. This tree just spoke to me. The liver of this tree. It doesn't want us to tear it down. Shit, man, Mooney.
Sliding. Summertime. Så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Summer